the Allies became, the more zealously annihilation of the Jews was pursued. Despite the constant dearth of vital equipment and transportation, extermination of the Jews had the highest priority. To understand the seeming lack of logic, one must reflect over the nature of Hitler's anti-Semitism. He saw the Jew as a subhuman, a cancer spreading itself over the world. But because the Jew had preserved his own racial purity, he was the Aryan's fiercest rival for world domination. In Hitler's imagination, a fight to the death was raging against the strongest and most dangerous of enemies. To wage war without fighting this primary enemy was unthinkable for Hitler. The more casualties the war reaped, the more important extermination of the Jews became. To Hitler, losing the war would not mean the end of Nazism. A grandiose German fall would provide inspiration to coming generations. Extermination of the Jews would enable the temporarily weakened German nation to raise itself once more from the ruins. On the night of May 30th and 31st, 1942, thousands of British bombers expelled their payloads over Cologne. For the first time, the Allies strike a deadly blow to Germany's heart. The destruction is horrible. The attack is a harbinger of the firestorms that will now plague Germany. Stalingrad, January 31st, 1943. The 6th German Army has been surrounded and destroyed. 90,000 Germans are taken prisoner. And now the whole world knows that Germany is losing the war.
Sondern die Kapitulation! Wollt ihr den totalen Krieg? Wollen wir ihn, wenn nötig, totaler und radikaler, als wir ihn uns überhaupt erst vorstellen können?
Konzert in einem Panzerkampfwagenwerk. In der Arbeitspause spielt das Orchester des Deutschen Opernhauses unter der Stabführung von Hans Schmidt-Isserstedt.
The Soviet armies are now advancing all along the front. As the German troops retreat, the SS are given still another mission. Himmler has ordered that every trace of the mass murders be eradicated. The job is to be carried out by a special unit, Sonderkommando 1005. Even as the German war machine slowly falls to pieces, Sonderkommando 1005 is occupied with the cosmetic adjustment of history. Before the Russian onslaught, the mass graves must be opened, the corpses burned, and the skeletons ground to dust in bone mills. Weeds will be sown to hide the grave sites. The Great German Art Exhibit 1943.
Trotz der Stürme des Krieges kann die Kunst in diesem gigantischen Schicksalskampf ihrer Aufgabe dienen. Hier einige der ausgestellten Werke. Nacht, ein Gemälde von Willi Kriegel. Morgenröte, eine Brunnengruppe von dem jungen Berliner Bildhauer Robert Ullmann.
Hitler buys 48 paintings and sculptures. Hitler's plans for the Linz museums are still proceeding apace. Architect Hermann Giesler works non-stop on the blueprints and models. The hunt for Europe's art treasures continues. Between 1942 and 43, Hitler's men acquire some 3,000 more works. Vermeer, Rubens, Ficelli, Amigoni. Each work is carefully catalogued. In war-torn Germany, an evacuation is planned. The art treasures will be stored in a salt mine in the Austrian Alps. Normandy, June 6, 1944. The Allied invasion has begun. Paris, August 20th. The Allies approach Paris. The Germans are preparing to pull out of the city. The French resistance are already fighting them in the Paris streets. Over 4 years have passed since Hitler visited Paris as her conqueror. Now his thoughts return there. On August 23rd, he orders defense of the city. If this fails, Paris is to be leveled with the earth. Two days later, Paris is liberated. The German armies are now in retreat on every front. Hitler orders the scorched earth policy. The Allies have penetrated Germany's national borders. Now the war will be fought on German soil as well.
Es wird der Feind in den nächsten Wochen und Monaten zu verspüren bekommen. Dass es etwas anderes ist, Paris und Bukarest, und dass es etwas anderes ist, Köln und Königsberg zu besetzen.
Wohnstätten und Kulturdenkmäler sanken in Trümmer. Versorgungs- und Verkehrswege wurden unterbrochen, aber das Leben geht unter der Erde weiter. In riesigen unterirdischen Küchen ist die Verpflegung der Bevölkerung gewährleistet. Archive und Sachwerte wurden den Zerstörungen nicht erreichbar in Sicherheit gebracht. Die Verwaltung der Stadt hat sich der Forderung des Tages entsprechend angepasst. Hier gibt es kein Vorzimmer mehr.
Hitler prepares his retreat to a bunker beneath the Chancellery in Berlin. Auschwitz, January 27th, 1945. Russian troops have reached the death camp. On February 9th, Hermann Giesler delivers to Hitler's bunker the final model of Linz's recreation. For hours on end, Hitler studies the doomed plans. All that remains now of the Linz project is an attempt which fails to destroy the planned museum's art treasures. In the salt mine in the Austrian Alps, where most of the works are stored, explosives are planted, which at the approach of the enemy troops should blow the entire depot sky high. Rapidly now